Ribbons, awards, and trophies, oh my. When looking around fairs, schools, and sporting events, do you ever get that feeling that everyone's a winner now? Or maybe it's just that everyone has an award for something, no matter the achievement they made. Participation awards have long been a way of rewarding and motivating youth. However, participation awards are now being overused with little benefit to our society's values. According to my research, 66.7% of the audience today believes that participation awards are overused in our society. My research on this subject and personal involvement in Junior Fair Board allows me to confidently establish why participation awards aren't always a good thing. While listening to this speech, you will learn why we need to limit participation award distribution and the negative effects they are causing on our youth. I will then inform you on how to personally take action against participation awards. Now, since we've acknowledged the overuse of participation awards, let's look at how we can change this. Participation awards are a way of ensuring that all participants of an activity are given praise for competing or completing some level of achievement in an activity. Is it right that a winning team or a sole victor has to have their achievements devalued or diminished in order to provide inclusion to all? I, along with experts in the field of psychology and fellow audience members, all hinted at the answer being no. In an interview in 2017, sports psychologist Dan Golden stated, "For rewards to work, they need to be earned." This argument demonstrates the need to limit rewards that are distributed to children and in order to maximize the positive effects they have. Furthermore, as a member of Junior Fair Board, I recall several other times and several other factors that may make the need to limit participation awards a little more identifiable for the audience. First is the cost. As a member of Junior Fair Board, we would spend an entire year seeking sponsors to buy ribbons and trophies for the junior exhibitors. Numerous times, though, we had to vote to limit the championship trophies and the champion ribbon sizes in order to allow for more placements and for participation awards for the other members of 4-H. When asked in the survey, are participation awards more beneficial or harmful when influencing youth achievement, only 16.76% of you believe that they were beneficial. So why is it that there's such a need to continue the trend of awarding them? Is it merely a money market for our corporations? The Philadelphia Inquirer suggested in 2017 that trophies are a $2 billion annual business in the US and Canada. That's up 500% from 4 decades ago, according to the Forbes. Additionally, my time on Fair Board allowed me to see that while first-time 4-H kids enjoyed the recognition of participation awards, many senior exhibitors treated it much differently. Carol Dweck, a practicing psychologist, said in her article in Psychology Today, quote, "Kids are smart and they know the difference between being handed a participation trophy and winning." The senior exhibitor appears to be frustrated and embarrassed to have a ribbon that more or less says, "You didn't cut it, but thanks for coming to the show today." As an exhibitor myself, I often found that giving a participation award when I knew I didn't perform to the best of my ability was a rather slap to the face. Most kids rather not have it announced that they completely lost in front of an audience of 100 people. Finally, society tends to have the preconception that today's kids aren't capable of losing, emotionally that is. In an article by Martell titled "Giving Kids Participation Awards is Robbing Them of a Vital Lesson, How to Lose," he quoted, "Kids see all medals, ribbons, and trophies as a sign that they are winners, even if they receive them simply from participating in an event. This sends the message that everyone is a winner. That is not how life works. There are winners and then there are losers." While Martell sees the value in learning life lessons and coping with failure, many of the fellow audience members next to you have felt the effects of a sense of entitlement in our young workers. 50% of the audience replied that they felt awards didn't motivate youth, but rather increased a sense of entitlement for just showing up to an event. But when asked if you had personally received a participation award, 83.33% of you said yes, you had. After demonstrating several flaws of participation awards, I think anyone can agree that there's a need for society to reevaluate the ways we use participation awards. In an article titled "The Great Trophy Debate, Do We Need Participation Awards?" written by John O'Sullivan, he explains that you should not have to promise your kids ice cream to make them eat dinner every night. Once in a while it's okay, but if used every night, the pros are outweighed by the cons. By the same token, you shouldn't need a trophy to encourage them. O'Sullivan, 2015. Like anything in life, moderation is the key. Now, while eating ice cream or receiving an award can be quite the treat every once in a while, after a while that excitement goes away if you continue to receive them. In order to provide a solution that satisfies the need of our audience, we must just simply regulate the distribution of participation awards amongst our society, and we must limit the age groups that they are used for. John Egg, Chief Operating Officer of National Alliance for Youth Sports, released his personal statement saying, "We have found that at younger age levels, under the age of 10, participation recognition can be very sufficient as it contributes to the enjoyment and greater possibility of continuing in that sport." He furthered his statement by saying, "As young athletes mature, coaches should begin teaching valuable life lessons and helping youngsters understand the threshold between success and failure." While getting rid of participation awards is a near impossible task and unnecessary, in fact, we should join together in regulating children's activities so that only children under 10 or first-time sports participants receive these awards. As parents, we should work to give children the skills they need to cope with failure and excel in life through hard work and dedication to passions, not the materialistic objects that come from the passions. Can you imagine the future generations excelling in sports because they have a strong passion to play? Or maybe it's a kid working with their farm animal every day so that it can perform well at the county fair. Could you see the young students practicing music or practicing their flashcards and educational activities because they're eager to learn and grow and be a better student? When we limit the amount of participation awards in youth, we will soon see that many kids will be doing things out of the desire to be great rather than doing them to be just enough to get that trophy or award. This will then carry through all aspects of their life. In the end, Charles Curtis on July 2017 said, "We're all just trying to get our kids to push themselves to be the best in the world where they might not ultimately be the best at something." Curtis, 2017. Wrapping up, I hope that you're able to identify and relate to the overuse of participation awards in society. While all awards aren't a bad thing, we do need to moderate the usage of them. I hope that moving forward, you are able to use your judgment to curb the trends of society and influence youth to find a passion in life and not the materialistic objects that come from their events. While I could leave you all with a participation award for being here and being present, or merely showing up, I think we can all agree that experiences are where the lessons are learned and the memories are made, not in the materialistic objects.